Hi everyone, I'm back and I've got a sort of skating specific exercise. It's specific in creating nice arm movement and fluidity in the upper body whilst we're on the ice. It's actually come from ballet. We're going to do some port de bras, which is the ballet term for carriage of the arms. But it gives us that elegant flowing style that we want when we're on the ice, particularly when we're doing our basics, when we're doing our edges, being able to move gently through them when we're doing our exercises. If you've got a smoother program, a more balletic style program, obviously there are pieces of music where you need to be sharper, but knowing some basic, smooth, elegant ballet technique, you can then adapt from that and add a sharpness, but still know how to transition the arms and make them flow rather than be like a robot sticking out. So we're going to just come to our feet. We're going to put our feet into a V, into a first position, turn out from the hips, ribs in, hips under, and we're going to cup our hands into a ballet first, just in front of our pelvis. I'm going to show you the hand position up close. So my thumb is tucked underneath me, it's hidden away. My middle finger drops slightly lower than the other fingers, than my pointer finger and my ring finger, other hand, but you know. So we're getting that, and we're going to just close the fingertips of the middle fingers together and go back to that position. Now my arms are in a nice smooth shape with a slight bend at the elbow, but it's a natural shape. It's not really sharp or staccato, the elbows aren't really sticking out, it's just a roundedness about them. My shoulders are back, but my clavicles curve slightly forward so that my shoulders are slightly in front of the body and the elbows slightly in front of the body. Okay, so this roundness I pull up through the body, maintaining that core position, the waistband, and I just hold there. Then I can just breathe the hands in and out. So as I do this, I move from the elbows first and then let the arm follow. And the palms, which are towards my body here and framing the body, continue to frame the body. And then at the end, my wrists flatten and they slightly point out with the hands and then close back in. So they open out. The palms stay face to the ground. We don't skate with our palms up, or at least very, very rarely. So we're going to be aware of that here. The arms are down and through. I can take them a little bit higher to my skating line now. Now this is at a diagonal, so if you notice, my shoulder is slightly higher than my hand. It's a very slight, gentle diagonal, but it is a diagonal. I'm not here, I'm not behind me, I'm not sticking my chest out, I'm not level, they're slightly in front. So go up and through to that position. Relaxed, I have a long neck, I can lift up. Okay, so if we wanted to do something a bit more fancy, we might be lifting our arms over the head. As we do this, and this is more probably relevant to skating a program or something like Russian stroking, where you go step across and lift the arm up for a little decorative moment, pretty moment. When we lift one arm up, it looks nice to engage the whole body, okay, and in particular the head and the face. So when we lift up, we learn to follow the arm. So I use my head, my eye line, and I literally follow the shape of that arm there and look at it. My palms stay pointing towards me and they stay pointing towards me, and now frame my head. So the palms are down towards my head, not faced up. Obviously if we're doing something like Spanish, we might purposely turn out, but that would be a specific style, okay, or a sort of a point out for a jazzy number, we might open out forwards. But if we're just being elegant and smooth, generally it stays with the body and frames it. Okay, we can do a little stretch to the side, and we're going to do the same thing and frame the body. So I'm going to stretch my obliques, lean to the side, and my lower hand cups in front of my pelvis, and the palm faces up, and my upper hand, the palm is faced down, so my body is framed, and then I can close there to centre, and the same the other way, stretch up and over, and the palms beautifully, and the arm line beautifully mirroring the body. Now if you can see, I mentioned before about the elbows leading the movement. They go up, we can take them out. Here it's more open with the wrists leading the movement when going forward. Okay, but normally there's a joint lead, and there's still that little bend in the arm that unfolds would be a good way of thinking about it. It's the arm unfolding rather than just being stuck out sharp. Unless we had a very specific jazz movement, boom, or whatever, where it's a lot sharper. But even then, it tends to be elbow and then out. We don't often just literally stick the arms up like that. It tends to be an unfolding action, just a little bit of a quicker one. But if we can learn through that smooth, basic technique, then everything else comes from there. Okay? When we're doing our transitions or our edges on the ice, here we're doing the same thing. There's an unfolding and there's a coordination. Okay, so the arms, move them with the legs and unfolding at the same time rather than just staccato. Okay, if I'm turning, lifting out into my crossovers, I'll bend and lift through, and you can see that again I unfold and use my body line. Bend and unfold, my head lifts up, but again the arms have opened gracefully. Okay, if I go into crossovers, bend and unfold, and you can see that I move the elbows and then extend to the end of the lines. So it's creating that awareness and that movement and the fluidity. I like to think of it as moving through, a feeling like moving through water. So you've got a resistance. It's never just flat there. I have to push through something. There's a tension through my elbow and the front of my hand as I move. So I'm like trying to part